Yeah, my first one. Okay. Hey, all. I forgot to mute me, so y'all let me know if the JJK in the background, like if you can hear it, so we can turn it down, because I don't want to be copyrighted. But hey, how's everybody doing? How was everyone's weekend? Mine was great. I worked MTAC, and Chris took the kids for their first MTAC. He came up on Saturday, took them around and stuff. They enjoyed the advantages of having a mom who works the dealer room, because a couple of the other dealers gave them some discounts.
Nice.
Yeah.
For the uninitiated, what is MTAC?
Middle Tennessee Anime Convention.
Oh, okay.
It's my home convention. All right, Fox, is that better? But yeah, it's the home convention I run annually in Nashville.
Oh, nice.
Yes. So, well, I mean, to be clear, I don't run the convention. I run a dealer's booth in the convention. Right. Sorry, I use some shortcuts and stuff. Also, sorry the stream started a little bit late. My child came in my room a couple minutes before it to show me permission slips and things I needed to sign. Apparently, they are a top AR reader for their grade, so they get to go on a special field trip that required me to sign waivers. So I had to read the waiver stuff to know what I was signing.
Did you sign away their soul?
No, she gets to keep her soul.
Oh, that's good.
For now, anyway.
She is, however, responsible if she hurts herself. So, hey, Jessica Berry. My oldest is home with a little bit of the con crud because Nashville kicked his ass with allergies. So
Oof.
he may even have developed a sinus infection. I don't know yet, but he's doing a lot better today than he was Saturday night, so that's good. But they have like TCAP this week. Well, they're finishing TCAP this week, so when I got him up this morning, I'm like, do you just want to stay home today so that you can do better on the makeup test? And he was like, yes. Stretching my legs out. So what have you two in chat been up to this weekend?
Poetry and beta reading, and it was my mother's birthday and Easter.
Nice.
So, delicious food and desserts. It's so good.
My family will be doing Easter next weekend. It's our family thing now since I worked at MTAC every year, and MTAC is always on Easter weekend. So now we just do Easter the week after. Mm-hmm. What about you, RP?
Not too much. I was sick Monday and Tuesday last week.
Oh.
So Yeah, I've just been working to make up some hours, doing
That's fair.
some planning.
What will we be working on tonight?
I have no idea yet.
More beta reading.
And more poetry or just beta reading?
I need to read like 200 more pages in this beta read.
You could do it, Laura. You could do it.
We have faith in
I,
you, my friend.
yes.
Thank you.
I need to decide what I feel up to doing tonight. If I'm gonna start with emails because that's a nice, easy task, and then I wanted to continue working on Not for Her tonight, but we'll see if I feel up to that. I got quite a bit done. I'm in revisions again. Uh, I'm at the top of page 5 out of currently 10. It's probably gonna get to 11 though. I don't know about 12, but definitely started in the top third of 10, and we're at the bottom of 10. So, but it was a convention weekend. I'm yawning because there's gonna be a migraine incoming because I think we're going to have a storm incoming. But I'm putting together. So we'll see how far we get. Also, weirdly,
We haven't had a storm, but I think last week we had the earthquake. So that was fun.
Wait, there was an
oh,
earthquake last week? What?
Laura's on the West Coast.
California.
Yeah, so her tectonic plates are not the same as our tectonic plate RP.
Yeah, we usually hear about it if there's an earthquake, though.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't huge. It was only a 3.1 where I'm at.
I was
Oh, okay, that
gonna
makes
say,
sense.
I don't know. I associate earthquake to California as tornado to Tennessee. So, like, if there's a small one,
Yeah,
we don't hear about it, but it's only if it's a big one that did things. But also, I get surprised sometimes because I'll get a call or a message from somebody who's like, "Are you guys okay?" And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And they're like, "There was a tornado in your area," and I'm like, "Was there?" It's like, and then I'll look and I'm like, "Ah, yes, it is in my general vicinity of this part of the United States, but no, it was not in my specific area."
Mm-hmm.
Jessica's going to be trying to work on Krampus. I tried earlier but failed and started playing House Flipper instead. Hey, I have Sunhaven currently turned on as my, well, I couldn't do anything else backup right now. So I feel that. Also, over the weekend, so I first noticed it when I was stalking the manga, but Disney has released another anime-esque thing called Twisted Wonderland. And then I noticed we have an art book for it, and I was looking at the art book. And a customer bought the art book, and we started talking as one do when slow. And because I was like, this has such Kingdom Hearts vibes. I'm like, what is going on here? And essentially, Disney has partnered with Aniplex to create a free mobile game where you there's the seven, it's a magic school, and there's 7 dorms based on the 7 classic Disney villains. And it's see, the way the other person explained it, it's like the villains are heroes now. That's not the case. No, what it is they've repackaged the image of the villains. So, like, for example, the evil queen from Snow White, she was just like she was obsessed with perfection, and she had the title of in the fairest of them all. And she would do anything to maintain her title. And so the students are like, man, you gotta like respect the hustle. And I'm like, I love this. Ignore this. And they're like, yeah, Hades was the king of the underworld and he did his job and he did his job so well. And he's like, and they're like, monsters and titans would follow his orders because he was so good at his job as such a good king. And he didn't even want the job in the first place. And I'm like, none of these facts are false. I'm like, oh my god, I love this. So I started playing that over the weekend, and it's been a lot of fun. Apparently, Disney and Aniplex are doing an anime that will be released on Disney Plus. So
Very cool.
my little my little students and such. Hey JC, I can't say that I have. I will check it out. But
Mine hasn't.
are we talking mobile or browser? Because my browser looks the same, but sometimes they roll out like updates and changes.
They just changed mine like just now.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Sometimes they don't change it for everybody at once, so then the people who did have it changed feel gaslit, or at least I do.
So now for mine, it only on the desktop it only shows 3 videos across instead of 4. They all look bigger.
Fox is telling me I already knew about Twisted Wonderland, but I have no memory of this. Browser, the thumbnails for the videos are massive.
Yeah.
I'm going to stare at it now and this is like, is this the size you were? Maybe it has changed and I just did not process. Maybe I was just like, oh, I can see now.
Mine's been 3 videos across for a while. I'm
Mine
pretty
is
sure.
2 videos across.
Holy shit.
Mine was 4 until like just now.
It is possible that like it's standard 3 videos across now, and I'm just on a laptop, so my screen is slightly smaller. So it's like you only get 2. For people like me who are blind, but oh, okay. So I saw the announcement before it was released. But see, here's the thing. If I saw that something was announced and I'm mildly interested in it, and then nothing gets spoken of, I don't remember if it's not Zelda, I'm not going to remember. JC's was the regular. But I will also say, to be honest, I would not have ever been able to tell you how many were typically across my screen. Very blasphemy. Oh, it changed for me too. I actually kind of like it better. I do too, Jessica. We will be blasphemic together. But I'm also going to go ahead and send us into a sprint because my ill child asked if I could make him a pot pie. So that is the actual first thing I will be doing during the sprint.
I see.
Don't deny me my 3 seconds. I'm going to need that to go over and mute myself. All right, 3, 2, 1, go.
Roy is being noisy.
That's okay. I decided that I would work today to a playlist of 90s anime themes.
Uh-huh.
And I went to pause it, and I was like, I clicked pause, and then I clicked this tab, and it wasn't stopping, and I'm like, oh no, and so I went back to the tab, and then it like was loading, and then paused itself, and I'm like, why did you put me through that? So
Because it could.
I know.
It's an agent of chaos.
How dare it? So how how did everybody do? I got through all my emails, made the child his pot pie, got got a call from my sister to try to help figure out something for our grandfather, and then started writing. Right now, I'm revising, so it's kind of like I'll go through a couple paragraphs really quickly, just like changing a little bit of phrasing, and then I'll get to a part where I left a note for myself that's like, hey, I want to make this addition or this change, and then I have to stare at it going, but how? So it's like, I want to showcase his hypervigilance here, but how are we going to make him hyper? So then,
I
So how did
spent
you two do?
about 15 minutes attempting and failing to figure out why my camera wasn't working.
Oh, no.
Yeah, no idea. And then I ended up getting about 200 words in the last couple minutes.
Well, at least you got 200.
Yeah.
That's good. Uh, this may have been something that you already tried, but did you check your like website permissions? Sometimes they reset
I
themselves.
did.
Oh,
Yeah, I have no idea.
I have something on
You're
there
just
too.
too beautiful for us. You blind us with your awesomeness.
The camera died. It
Obviously.
couldn't handle it.
Obviously.
Yes, yes.
I got about 300 words in a flash fiction. I should be beta reading.
I was about to say, Laura, that doesn't sound like what you said you would be doing.
I'm a terrible human being.
It's okay, JC. We can have different preferences on things. If anything, this is YouTube's fault because you should be able to, much like on your phone and your computer and everything else, with with a UI that I can think of, you should be able to choose how big you want it. I know that was a grand exaggeration, but my brain died halfway through my sentence. I mean, I don't need them coming for me through the screen. They're that huge. I mean, if they're going to change it, they should at least give the option of those. Yeah, see, we on the same page. We're on the same page. YouTube taking away our choices. I also had the same thought as I was reading that. Laura, have you written any more? She's not supposed to be writing, JC. She's supposed to be beta reading.
No, but I have been reading poems. I was reading Unfold, Poetry and Prose by R.E.P. Kofer in the tub today. So that was nice.
So my dyslexia was like, oh yes, Blotnu, that must be Unfold in a different language. No,
Why is my
it's just backwards.
Silly mirrored cameras?
It's okay. I can read mirrored very well. I just read it forward first, and then I was like, wait a sec. That's not.
Yeah.
Hey, Kelly. I played my game after the sprint ended. I finally opened my dock. It's all good. You got there. Which chapter are you up to, Jessica? I'm on chapter 19 now, which is just rewriting scenes I pre-wrote earlier. Nice. Revising buddies.
I'm sitting here like, there's something I need to do tonight. What was it? Like, oh yeah, it was Sam's stream. I'm okay. I made it to that.
You're like, oh, I'm here. That's okay. Earlier, CB was like, "Hey, do you want to play a game together before I go to D&D?" And I'm like, "Yeah, that's fine." 6:40 rolls around. She's like, "Okay, this is the last day on the game I can play because I got to get ready to do my makeup." And I'm like, "Okay." And in my brain, I'm like, "Yeah." And then I'll just go from our multiplayer file to my single player. And she's like, "And you have to stream." And that's when I look at the camera and I go, or not the camera, the clock. And I'm like, I do have to stream. Like, I have to get ready to stream. So it's okay. I'm being
So
responsible. I'm not playing my game. I am doing other things.
very nice.
Thank
I
you.
had my TB test read today and I passed. So I should be starting my new job in a week, which
Nice.
means I will be working Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So I will not be available Mondays.
It's okay. It happens.
Yeah.
So this will be our last Laura Monday for a while. I'll just have to go invade your channel on a different day. It's okay. Rewriting scenes is okay. It's still writing. It's revising, and revising is important. Not really revising. I would have just thrown them in if I had written them in the right POV for that chapter. Oh, that okay. I see what's going on. Yay! Yes, we are. Yes, as sad as we are to see you go from Monday Lives, we are more excited for you and your achievement. So, bittersweet things, but we support here. We support. I'm going to set up the next time. I'm like, that reminds me. Wait, did my I did not turn autoplay off. How dare you automatically turn I went here and I'm like the bizarre Disney princess marketing of the 2000s. I'm like, I did not where did that come from? I mean, it is something I would watch, but and then I realized that autoplay was on and I'm like, no.
No.
How would we do that? Oh,
So
it's
Kelly, the new job is being an activities assistant at an old folks home.
Well, that sounds like it
It's
could be
full time
fun.
with benefits.
Ooh, that's very nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's okay, Bella.
Hey, Bella.
There is only on time. You could be 2 hours in and you are still on time. I can't not get here till 2 hours in, but you guys can. Also, I love these little coffees. We can't find we don't have them anywhere where I live, but Jen, who I run my booth and she has a food / goth Lolita booth. It's like the tables are full of bread and drinks and candies, and then she has dresses on the side and accessories that are all like super cute and stuff. But either way, she sells these. And she always lets me have a couple for my migraines over during the convention. So
That's so nice. Why are you so whiny,
sure,
dear?
yes. Man, we're all same brainwaves today. It's the problem. Hey, Eva. I like candies and dresses. Yeah, I love the way her booth is set up. It's so good. And I love the bread. I have several of the red bean and the barbecue pork, which the barbecue pork is good both cold and warmed up. So that's always good because there's not really a way to keep it hot in the convention. But it hits the spot. Excuse me. Are you done eating that?
No.
Okay.
during this next sprint, I'm taking Sir Wines a lot outside.
That's fair. I may or may not finish off my child's pot pie. Because he is notorious for eating the top crust and the filling, but not the rest of the crust. And the bacon and cheese pot pies are so filled with filling that, like, it's good if I just eat the rest. My next game stream, let's see. April, June, May. Sometime in June, probably. I might try to do it the 23rd because I might not be able to stream the 30th of June since I will be going to Anime Expo. But there's 5 Mondays in June, so it's okay if I don't have one. But yeah, so probably June 30th is my next party. I want to do another movie Let's Talk soon, though. I haven't done one in a hot minute. And I like watching and discussing movies with you guys. I do believe Whip Wednesday is my channel this week. I'm going to check my schedule. Okay, maybe not. You know how sometimes you pull up Discord and everything loads and then you get to one chat room and it's like, we don't know what internet connection is.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Whip Wednesday is my channel this week. And theoretically, this weekend, we get to talk about Not Your Cauldron's Crushes, which is the last in the Supernatural Singles trilogy. So I'm excited about that. I actually haven't read that one yet, so it'll be my first time reading it. We make a small exception to the one of us has to like it rule if it's like we're finishing off a series. So what have y'all been reading other than the beta reading? And I know you said on yes.
And this one. And this one. And this one. So a bunch of poetry books.
Are you in your poetry era?
I haven't read anything recently. I am going to try to get back into reading again this week.
Well, I'm very excited for that. Let me know what you read. I started listening to Twilight, which is we have an unofficial book club in the server now of where it's like, hey, I want to read this. Does anybody else want to read this? And then we read it together. So me, oh my gosh, Alice or Alyssa. Oh, I think it's Alice reads. I am so sorry. But me, her, and CB have agreed to read Twilight. Because it's just one of those where I never read it, and so I want to read it to make my own judgments. And regardless of anything, the things that are problematic about it that I know for a fact, that's not going to change my mind. I have pot pie crust, yeah. It's gonna be my snack. But as far as her writing style and stuff, I do want to make my own judgments, especially since I've heard a lot of people say that Bella is basically just a blank, flat character. Even Stephen King said that. He's like, he can see it's popular because she's so traitless or anything that you can insert yourself. And I barely got through a first couple chapters, and I'm like, I don't think we read the same Twilight, because Bella is actually kind of a snarky bitch. I don't dislike that, but she definitely has a personality. I don't know why everybody's saying she's bland toast, because she angst in all
the movie.
Yeah, but they're talking about the book. That's my issue. when I talk about Twilight in the past, I almost always, whether it's like in the middle or toward the end of the conversation, I almost always go, I'm talking specifically of the movie. I've never read the books. But I feel like most people conflate the two or they mix them up. And so I wanted to read the book so that I could make my own judgment about that. Especially after I've read A Court of Thorns and Roses, reread of the Inheritance Cycle, because now I'm just like, man, I don't think people actually read, like, I don't think people reread these things before they talk about them. I think they just have a vague memory of reading them as teenagers and then kind of go with like the group mentality of what they hear online, because people will be like, yeah, no, Aragon's good for like a teenager, like Galbatorix. And I'm like, motherfucker, I played Final Fantasy that was made by adults, and like Galbatorix just sounds like a Final Fantasy villain. Like, I don't understand. And I'm reading it, and I'm like, no, this isn't good for a 17-year-old. This is just good. Like, what the fuck? So I'm like, I need to make my own judgments. This will not erase any of her author sins from my book, such as writing part of Midnight Sun, promising it to her readers, and then being like, oh no, someone took 2 of my chapters and leaked them. I can never trust another soul. I will not release this book. And I'm like, bitch, just admit that Edward's more of an asshole than you realized, and you don't want to let the public know that. Just own up. And then she ended up releasing it, and Edward's an ass. So I'm like, come on now. Also, my irrational criticism that she didn't know Bela Lugosi played Dracula, and she named her main character Bella, and thus it is not an actual Dracula reference. Is it fair that I hold that against her? No. Will I ever forgive her? Also, no. We're never gonna meet. It doesn't matter. So, but yeah, like so far, like I said, it does give me a new appreciation for this one person I follow who's all like book Bella, book Edward, movie Ellen, does the scenes. I'm like, you're so fair for this. Like you're not wrong. Okay, I'm gonna catch up on chat. Yes, I love when chat keeps up with my stuff better than my brain can. Thank you, Bella. My husband has said yes to spring softball, so I am losing everyone to real life obligations. I mean, I'm happy for you guys, but also I will miss you. I was thinking of rereading Go Luck Yourself just because I don't feel like reading anything new. That's fair.
Yeah.
I am not consuming much fiction currently. Are you consuming non-fiction? Reverse harems but it's for research, I swear. But I do want to convince myself to read A Bone in His Teeth. What is this about? Because this has to be paranormal of some sort, or cannibalism. And I really it's gotta be horror, but I'm hoping paranormal and not cannibalism.
Adult, queer, trans, dark fantasy romance with horror elements.
That doesn't tell me it's not cannibalism.
Yeah, last
my
year.
god! So I taught, like, I messed with my son when we were watching Supernatural, and I taught him my phrase, like, I smell the smelly smells of cannibalism. And now, every now and then, he'll turn that back on me, and he'll be like, is that why you smell, like, a smelly smells of cannibalism? And I'm like, how dare you? Because I, like, pretend to eat his arm and stuff. And I'm like, I have given him a weapon that he has no hesitation attacking me with. Yes, Bella has been working on one. Keep your secrets. Writing my own harem, but maybe in the future. I just started Andrea Stewart's The Gods Below. Are you enjoying it? I could never read Twilight because something about the writing style gives me a migraine. Also, they attack me. How do they attack you, Jessica? I need to know. Literally attack me. Oh, box it. No! It's okay. I have very similar feelings about Berserk because a case of Berserk, which is what we call the boxes, has 8 Berserks in it and weighs anywhere between 38 to 48 pounds, depending on the volume, because some of them are a little thicker than the others. So from like the thinnest volume is like 30, is like number 14, which is like 38 to 39 pounds, and our thickest volume, I don't know, it's one of the ones in the middle, and that bitch is like 48 pounds. And sometimes I'll go to grab them and they'll fucking bruise my arm. And I'm like, I hate Berserk. They are my mortal, or the Berserk hardcovers are my mortal enemies, and my goal is always to sell as many of them as possible so I do not have to repack them. So
I have been wanting to read Berserk for years. They're just expensive, but they're beautiful hardcover leather edition. Like, yes, like they look beautiful.
Well, Laura, I can get you a discount and have them shipped to you for free.
I haven't had a paycheck yet. I haven't even started.
Well, when you're ready, hit me up.
Okay.
I'll hook you.
Okay.
Actually, you could like come in person to Anime Expo. You're in Cali. A bone in his teeth is mermaid. Okay. I would be okay with the mermaids eating people. That's what they should do. I'm really enjoying it so far. I'm glad. Oh, Laura. So my oldest wanted to start a Junji Ito because he's really into horror, and I let him purchase Cat Diary. So that's gonna be his intro to Junji.
Very nice.
Yes. I'm getting DMs. Let me see. Oh, okay. TV. You turn the TV down again. I let him turn it up during the sprint. I thought you were hitting the plus button. I was like, that is the opposite. But no, you just have a long finger. But I lost track of where we were. Oh, but yes, I love discussing books and reading with everyone. So tell me about all the things you're reading. Or have read. Or your opinions on the things I'm reading. RP, what are you planning on? You said you wanted to get back into reading, so what are you?
So, because I'm like 2 years behind on like all the Scribbler boxes that I've been getting, which come with at least one book every year. So I'm just trying to like, I want to read like a couple of those each month, and those are just all kinds of fiction. Just it's a new one every month, new topic every month.
So you haven't decided what from your TBR first, just that they're going to be from your Scribblers?
I'm going in chronological order, so I'm just going with like the oldest all the way to the newest.
That's fair. Do you happen to know what the oldest is right now, or would you have to go look?
Is so I started it a while ago and then I just never finished it. It is Opium and Absinthe by Lydia Kang.
I have that book. I haven't read it yet.
So I'm like, I got like
you guys can
a little more than halfway through before I like stopped reading it, and it is very, very good. It's very good, very entertaining.
Opium.
It's like, are they crazy? Are they not crazy?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
What's it called?
Opium and Absinthe.
That's what I thought. I don't think my library has it.
I will be back.
Okay. No. Okay, it's not on Libby. Is it on Hoopla? I want to read it too. Oh, my Hoopla needs to be updated. I'll deal with that in a moment. unless but I don't feel it's a hard word to spell. No, I don't want all of these songs about opium. I would like the book. Okay, who is it by?
Lydia Kang.
Lydia, L-I or L-Y?
Y.
Okay. Sadly, no. My Hoopla and my Libby don't have it.
Sadness.
So sad. Alright, I am going to get us started on our next sprint. Da, 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 da. There it is. It is a Laura timer that I am muting because I do not remember which of her timers do or don't have noises. Alright. So 3, 2, 1, here we go. And we're back.
Oh.
Wow.
Alright, let's see. Bella said the Opium and Absinthe book is on Kindle Unlimited. I do not have Kindle Unlimited. While I do not judge anybody who uses Amazon for book things, especially in this economy, you do what you gotta do. I, however, have a long-standing boycott with Amazon book-related things for years. Well, sort of. Like, when I can, because as I said, in this economy, we cannot always get our way. But I found out that because I noticed some of their books were marked down like below uh, production cost. I was like, they would literally be losing money selling the book at this price, and it is because Amazon uh, has chosen to take a hit in their book sales so that they can try to drive out book and mortar stores. They want to become the only source for selling books. So they continue to sell books, a lot of books at less than production when they can. So I refuse to, if I can avoid it, I refuse to give them money. So I try to like Libro, I pay for their membership instead and stuff. But again, I judge nobody else who uses Kindle Unlimited or anything, because in this economy, we just cannot always get what we want.
The doorbell rang, and Roy scared the bejesus out of me.
I'm sorry. Hey Alice, I was just talking about you earlier and how we are reading Twilight. JC and Alice saying hello to each other. I love seeing it. Jessica's doing good. Little sore from PT earlier and tired from no nap. Alice isn't feeling the best, but we hope you feel better. Everyone's hanging in there. Had supper that sprint. Nice. I went to the bathroom, ate the crust, and then I am a third farther down the page than I was. There's a little bit more I want to add to this part, and then I move on. Laura, presumably you took Roy Boy out?
And I fed him dinner. And then I kept expanding my flash fiction.
So, what you meant to say when I asked what you would be working on tonight was that... Oh, my brain died. Is that you would be working on your flash fiction today.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, it was a miscommunication.
Yeah. A slip of the brain. The ADHD brain.
Hey, we gotta do what we gotta do. Like I said, I was full on prepared to just play games if I could not work on my thing today. We gotta go with what our brains can handle.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of RP, how are you doing?
I got another 200 words in.
Nice.
Nice. So it's supposed to be 1,500 words to 2,000 words. I'm now at 1,010 words, and it's like, I don't know what else to do.
Oh, okay, so you need to add to it.
Yeah.
But you're stuck in the trap of, but I'm so concise with my ability to do things.
I've already doubled its length. Like, what more can I do to this?
Like, I feel that. I get that way with the flash fiction free for all sometimes when I'm like, I'm done. Like I'm at 400-ish words. This could be a complete flash on its own. But we're supposed to get to around 1,000. I'm like, so here I go. Let us check in with chat. Oh yeah, sadly the funds for the Audible is no go. I'm sorry in advance, friend, for Twilight audio. That's okay. I started listening to it on Libby, so I'm trying to type with the fingers today on some fanfic because why the hell not? Aw, yeah. I would be interested. What do you normally type with, if not your fingers?
Your toes?
Her nose.
Your tongue?
Jessica got 178 words that sprint, rereading some things and figuring out what I had said originally and how it would work in the scene from Lars's POV. Poor Lars is kind of panicking, thinking that Elias is going to break up with him. Oh no! I presume Elias has no intentions of breaking up with him whatsoever. I just looked up at the TV and the Jujutsu Kaisen, and like this is a silly after scene, and so the animation went a little like stylistically wonky, and several of the characters were like running with their limbs as octopus legs, and I was just like, what?
As one does.
As one do, you just transform into an octopus. Dictation, so my mouth. Fair! Like, she had an actual answer prepared for us. I guess, Laura, you were right with the tongue. I've been working on the YouTube video that was supposed to go up yesterday, but didn't because of the holiday. That's fair. I always have like such a wild transition to. I'm trying to figure out how to explain it. I know MTAC is Easter weekend. I never forget it's Easter weekend. Even when I'm at MTAC, I know it's Easter, especially on Sunday when you have a bunch of people who, well, like you'll see like, I'll see at least like 4 to 6 bunnies walking around with baskets, and they give out Easter eggs with little candies in it. It's really nice. I get lots of Kit Kats and Reese's Pieces on Easter weekend. And then I come
Nice.
in on the stream on Monday and I'm like, what did everybody do over this weekend? And they're like, oh, I spent time with my family at Easter. And I'm like, oh yeah, it's a family holiday. It's not just people giving me Kit Kats. So it's just like this weird thing that my brain has to shift to. I've been working on the YouTube video. Oh, wait. I read that one. No, Elias himself is freaking out because he's trying to admit to that he was a former gang hitman, which is obviously very okay. I'm sorry, my brain took a moment to realize things, but yes. So Elias is planning to confess his past, and he thinks that his love interest will dump him over it, but they shall not. Jess. I love your brain so much. Oh my gosh. Yes. I'm just writing trauma. The trauma responses. That's what I'm writing, and not for her right now. I'm adding more like before in this scene he just like knocked on the door and was like, all right, are you busy? But now he's like all tense and shit and like looking to see if other people are a threat. You know, as one do. Y'all are getting right cutesy shit. Saturday night, I told myself I was gonna sleep in, have a night, peaceful day alone, completely forgetting that not only did I forget that Sunday existed, but it was also Easter. So no sleeping in and no day alone. That's fair, Bella. Your plans were just ruined. You're like, ah. I mean, Lazar is a literal monster, so he's gonna take the news pretty well, all things considered. Remind me, is this the merman? Or
Krampus.
is the Krampus? Yes. I was like, or was the merman something you were reading? I'm mixing y'all can tell that the migraine is starting to hit me pretty hard. I'm sure. That is like the tagline for all my writing, to be honest. Someone got trauma, like, I love it. Well, okay, so Not for Her, I think the best way I can describe it is this traumatized, I don't want to say gangster, but he is part of a crime syndicate. So this traumatized crime syndicate man sees a preteen hiding in the coffee aisle, recognizes some signs of similarities between the two, and then decides it is in fact his new life's mission to save her from repeating his, like, what traumatized him in the first place, which is why it's called Not for Her, because yeah, he just doesn't want that life for her. So, but I'm going back in, and my sensitivity reader said that I wrote his PTSD well, but basically that I can take it up a notch. So I am taking it up 3 notches.
As one does.
I have done my research. It is, hold on. Nope, that's not my research. That's my reading book. Hold on. I have done my research. This with the educational PDF. It's all here. And now I'm implementing it. So, and I'm liking it. I'm enjoying it. I'm not like adding whole scenes or anything, but I'm like at most 2-3 sentences. But I'm enjoying those 2-3 sentences. I think it adds a lot. After some gang members try to off them, and Elias finds out that Lazar is an 8-foot, 600-pound demonic creature. As one do. I've got 4.5 words left to edit. Alina, so I am likely going to finish this week. If I push for it, then I'm moving on to the language. Nice. I'm thinking I might start asking people to read it, though I reserve the right to change anywhere from 1 to 100% of the entire content. I mean, that's how beta readers go. It's just like, this may or may not be the same story that you read after the beta reading process. That's like, I'm thinking I'm going to go through the beta reading process again with Not for Her, just because I need to make sure these new parts hit readers the way I want them. I want it to hit them, so. But not before I beta read R.P.'s book. I gotta fulfill my commitments first. Just let me get this straight. So Elias is scared to tell Lazar that he was a former gang hitman after finding out about the Krampus situation. Like, Elias has to be a pure cinnamon roll. It's like, no, if I tell you this, you're going to hate me. You understand. I am a 6-foot monster that punishes wicked children, right?
8 foot.
Oh, sorry, 8 foot. It's like, no, but you don't understand. I was in a gang. I punish people. I mean, Lazar is Krampus. His job is to punish bad kids, and Elias was 100% a bad kid. So being nervous about him finding out is pretty just, oh, that's fair. You are... No, Lazar. Krampus will only punish you in enjoyable ways now. It's fine. Yeah, I've got to read the second section of RP's book. I will get to it because, honestly, I'm so in love with it. I need to see what happens.
Yay!
Yeah.
Woohoo!
I am hoping... Don't hold it against me if I don't, but I'm hoping to get to it this weekend. Because I have... The only thing I have planned is the book talk on Sunday, which I will read the book in no time while playing Sunhaven, I'm sure. And then... I mean, not your Cauldron's crushes.
Mm-hmm.
Not
I
your
was saying the
crushes.
punishment was whip and chains.
And then I shall dedicate myself to... No, I don't want to borrow these. I want to deliver them later. Excuse you. Sorry, my my Libby is like, here are 4 books you have on hold, and I'm like, and you will continue holding them. I don't need them right now. But yes, I want to try to finish revising Not for Her, and then I have some CP responsibilities. And then my attention will be wholly for beta reading.
That's okay. I'm still waiting on, I think, 2 other people to finish as well. So, yeah, it is a pain in the ass to convince myself not to start like rewriting it while I'm
Yeah,
waiting.
wait till you have everybody's feedback.
Yes, because
Especially
like
since
I got
different
a lot of
readers are.
good feedback from the
Mhm.
first few, and I really want to work on it. And I am instead working on like book 2.
Oh, well, if you got really good feedback from the first beta that you already agree with, I don't see anything wrong with going ahead and updating it and then asking your other betas who haven't read it yet to be like, hey, this is an updated version. It's generally, I would wait if it's like, because sometimes you'll get feedback that's like contradicting or that you're not sure about. But yeah, every now and then you'll get feedback from beta that you're just like, you are 1,000% right, and I don't see anything wrong with immediately implementing that feedback if you want.
Yeah,
This is
I
this is
know.
just Sam's opinion. If you want to keep working on book 2, though, that is also valid, you know.
I am enjoying doing book 2. I am enjoying it.
RB's like, I don't want to work on book 1, Sam. Don't give me a reason. It's okay.
No. See, I want to work on both of them, but I can't.
Ah, I see.
Have
No sexy
to limit it
punishment,
to one at a
sadly.
time.
Mainly because Lazar understands that Elias has been working on himself for years now to try and repent. That's fair. That's fair. That's fair and valid to both you and Jessica's comment. Um, Also because Elias likes it rubbed. So they've already been doing those things. Alice, let me know if you. Hey yo and welcome. I don't know if you necessarily want to come in when we're talking about Krampus BDSM type things, but you know, welcome anyway. It should be a no surprise on this channel. We, talk about the whole gambit. Oh, stretching my leg out. I like to sit cross-legged with my laptop desk in my lap, but then it's not the laptop's weight, it's the weight of me pressing on the laptop as I type in things. And then I'm accidentally doing butterfly stretches. And I'm like, oh no. JC.
My legs just falling asleep.
I second the need a beta reader question to Jess. So, Jess, when you need beta readers, this is definitely a good place to advertise. I've joined Book Talk Live with worse questions. I must admit, I'm probably tame compared to Book Talk Live, and I didn't think I would say that about most things that don't require an 18 or older confirmation. So, but alas, Book Talk Live has made me just slightly spicy in rating now. How the times have changed. That's like, oh my gosh, sorry, that reminded me. So my husband took the kids to a panel that's called Anime with Kids, like what to watch. Because I was like, you guys can go check that out. Maybe they'll come, have some good suggestions that the kids might enjoy. Our daughter, my little, I love her. She's so edgy. Uh, they asked her what kind of things she's into. Now, this girl, her favorite anime is Yu Yu Hakusho. She could have easily said Yu Yu Hakusho as an example of things she enjoys. What does she say? Space and dark horror. And their suggestion. See, it's not her saying that. I fully expect something like that from her. But their suggestion was SD Gundam. I don't know how much y'all know about SD Gundam, but the SD stands for super deformed because they're basically like they take the giant like robot mechas that are literally tools for war and they shrink them into these little chibi things that just have a goofy silly time. Like it literally they took Gundam and made it like, a Gundam for kids show. And I'm like, while yes, children would likely enjoy SD Gundam, there is absolutely no way that actually qualifies under space or dark horror. Like they really could have just said regular Gundam and that would have been fine too. But I also understand, especially because despite the fact that she said that, she was like wearing the most cutesy 10-year-old outfit I have ever seen my daughter wear since she was like 7. Like she had a pink bow and this nice like white blouse with this little red scrunchy top on top. It was so cute. From the bottom down, she's like got black pants and these leather like biker boots. But they couldn't see that part. So I'm like, I cannot blame them for that suggestion. But that was just so funny to me. I will let everyone know when Krampus is ready for betas. I'm on chapter 19 out of 25 plus and epilogue, so I've got a bit more to go. Only a wee bit. Just a little.
I have faith in you.
They are super feral. I've even had gotten super feral being over there. You're very much tamer, but I think that's more due to AuthorTube isn't spice/smut centered as book talk. I mean, I'm not specifically as a demisexual, but YouTube also has much greater censorship. So yeah, level of spice really depends on the book and who you're talking to. To some it can be low spice and to others it could be high spice. I mean, look, I'm never going to be as thirsty talking as the people over on Book Talk just because, as I said, I'm demisexual. Not my thing. I read Ice Planet Barbarians, which is a romantic erotica series, and when I talk about it on stream, I'm mostly talking about the plot and world building. So yeah, it depends on what street we have 100% on the Storytellers Hearth. When I hosted the ones past midnight, we have talked about furry smut and the logistics of some of it. So it really just depends. But again, we're limited by YouTube censorship, and I'm just not that kind of a thirsty person. But I weep because I used to be known as the wild. Like, it's okay. I do not look to reclaim such a title by being weirder. I do like how chat is just like, hold up now. Sam's streams and AuthorTube streams can still get wild.
Mm-hmm.
But
they can.
Just depends on where you go, what time of day, who cares about keeping their monetization.
If it's a break stream.
Is it a break stream? Is somebody writing their sexy fan fiction that day and wants to talk about it? That's usually when some of the spicier conversations come up, funnily enough. But also unsurprising. Yeah, what guests you have. Katie does have a whole Discord for it. I am in that. Book Talk is its own culture stock. I have nothing against Book Talk itself, but when my children see the Book Talk section in the bookstore, and I'm like, you are not going to that table. You're not going to look at the covers on that table. You're going to walk the other way. I'm pretty lenient with what I let the kids engage with, but I'm like, we're not. Nope. We're just gonna go around. We're gonna wave at the book talk table. It's okay. Look, Laura and I have been in some real interesting conversations late at night during break streams. It's fine. It's fine. No judgment.
My door is open and my parents are home.
Yeah, so she got to be real quiet right now. Speaking of book talk, though, and interesting things, I read Guild for the year favorites book thing. Does anybody else know about the Guild series?
The what series?
It's GI. It's like gilded, like gold and stuff. I think it's called the Gilded Cage series. Hold on, it's by Raven Kennedy. If that helps.
Don't know.
Don't sit
I think
on
I've seen
my...
it in the bookstore, but I've never actually like picked up a book.
It's
Or
called
even-
the Plated Prisoner series, and the first book is Guild, and then one of them's Gold. Okay, so the first book is Guild, the second book is Glint, the third book is Gleam, the fourth one is Glow, the fifth one is Gold, and then Goldfinch. I vaguely knew of it going around Book Talk for a while. I just read it recently, and I will say, one, it can be extremely triggering for some, so check the trigger warnings. In a related note, part of the research that I did... Hello, my child, what is it? Huh? Oh, because I was trying to get your attention. I no longer need it, you're fine. I'm gonna unlock it. I figured. You're welcome. Okay. Now that the child is gone. As part of my research for like the trauma stuff, I also did research on human trafficking. And the Raven Kennedy knows their stuff. Like the way that they wrote the prisoner abuse victim? I don't know. The way they wrote her though is like amazingly on point for somebody in that situation. So if you're like chill with plot lines like that and stuff, it's actually a pretty interesting read.
Nice.
I'm scrolling up what's going on. I don't do the TikTok. I know it's a shocker. I have not been on TikTok forever, but I follow a lot of book commentary channels, and they follow Book Talk, and they'll read things from Book Talk. So between the book commentary and the Book Talk tables, I have vague knowledge of the Book Talk books. Nope, this table is not kid safe. It's really not. Oh my gosh, that reminds me. So my youngest was looking at some of the manga sets, and she would read some of the light novel titles, and then she would be like, "What the?" And I'm like, "Don't think too deeply. Just don't think too deeply on them. It's fine." Like one of them she read was like the more innocent one was like, "I've been killing slimes for 300 years and now I'm max level." That one's fine. She's just like, "Man, that had to be a lot of slimes." And I'm like, "Yeah, that's a lot of slime." And then another one was like, something about lifting dumbbells, but it's like in a question. And she's like, "I don't know." And I'm like, "Yeah, that's fine that you don't know." And then it's like, Asuka-chan is interested in lesbian brothels, and she's like, "What?" And I'm like, "Don't worry about it. You don't need to know. Just read your day." Heyo, and welcome joining us at Fun Times. I know it, have not read it. Like I said, very interesting read. Just be very careful and read the trigger warnings, because it was through that book that I recently realized how absolutely desensitized to everything I am. because there's some on page stuff that like I vaguely like I'm listening to it and I like acknowledge I'm like, oh yeah, someone would have a really I should warn anybody about that if they decide to read this. And then later I'm like, why am I so unbothered by this? Like I feel like I should be bothered by this, but I am not. So but Laura, don't give me that face. She has to behave, Jane. Know about it, yes. Haven't read it though. Yes, I have read that one and the other two in the series. It might have been your recommendation for the year favorites readathon. It's one of those book series you got to be in the mood for. This is a statement I understand, but not one I relate to. I can generally put anything on. Close the notebook really quick. Look. Y'all don't need to be reading my notes on trauma. I am actively trying to avoid any traumatizing of the children. So, to be fair, most book talk books are super trigger heavy, even more so if it's dark romance. I mean, I suppose that is fair. You know, it's an isekai if it has 15 words in the title until one pulls a fast one and tricks you. That's fair. MTAC's theme this year is like MTAC from another world. So the theme for the convention was isekai. They had so many isekai panels.
Mm.
It was interesting.
Somebody who made an isekai title for the Bible, for the New Testament. That time I was reincarnated in another world as a carpenter.
I remember that. That's great. That reminds me. There is a book. It's called a light novel series. It's called A Certain Magical Girl's Index. And for this light novel, there is a special hardcover gold edge edition that is called A Certain Magical Girl Index, the Old Testament edition. And this thing is like this big. Like it's so big I can't even fit it in my camera. It's huge. And me and my coworker just call it the Bibble. We're like, did we sell the Bibble yet? It's like, yeah, the Bibble. But like it's apparently the way that it looks is like the magical index in the light novel / anime. That's what it's styled after. So like when fans see it, they're like, "Oh my god, it's the magical index!" And I'm like, "You want it? It's 20% off." Gosh, that thing is heavy too. Like it is almost as big as my torso. That thing is massive. And it's the entire light novel series in it. So it's always fascinating to me to see the special editions of some of the manga and the light novels because they put so much love and effort into it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I can't read any books right now for some reason, just struggling with my passion for reading or writing right now, so just going through it. I mean, that's fair. I mean, for the record, I go through times when I can't like read or listen to novels because like my migraines are bad or things. But if I am up for reading, that's when I'm not a mood reader. I'm just kind of like, I got to read this book and I can start it. But I do know a lot of mood readers, so it's like there's no judgment or anything, just things. I remember that one sadly. Which one? Guilds? A different one? We've spoken of so many things. Hey, Gwenna. Yes, we will have one more sprint tonight. We just did the second sprint really quickly because Roy and I had to use the bathroom, so we're taking a break.
He was most insistent.
He was. And then I started the sprint, and I was like, you know what? Roy had a good idea.
I do believe dinner is almost ready.
Well, we will go into the sprint soon.
He's so cute, standing in my door, staring at me.
Does he also want dinner part 2?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. There's apple chicken sausage.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Hi.
You said the apple chicken sauce, and he was like, yes. Oh, the Bible isekai title thing, yes. It's a pretty book. If I read the light novel or knew the anime, I would want it.
What was your Easter dinner, Gwenna?
Yes, what was your Easter dinner?
We had ham and scalloped potatoes, green beans, and salad with lettuce grown in the garden.
Oh, that sounds so good.
Nice.
It should be zucchini
It was
season.
red
It
lettuce.
should be zucchini season soon, and when zucchini season comes, my sister will probably have 1,000 zucchini from her backyard. And then she will make so
She'll be
much
trying to
zucchini
keep them
bread.
away.
I only let
You'll wake up, there'll be zucchini on your car, zucchini on your front porch, zucchini in your window.
she'll be like, I have so much zucchini, I don't know what to do with it all. So she just a couple years ago she was like, I am so tired of zucchini. She's like, but they're so easy to grow. But all right, so let me see if I have. Okay, I have our timer. So I knocked out my household task list in the first 3 hours of the day and have been floundering ever since. Well, we shall get started with our final sprint of the night. You know what? We got time. Let's do a 30-minute one. That's not what I wanted to do. Hold on. Excuse me. Y'all don't have to see me flounder in here.
As long as you're not floundering like a fish out of water.
All right. So 3, 2, 1, let go. And we're back. Well, Laura had to take Roy on his after dinner walk. Yes? What is your problem?
Speaking of puppers,
I know. She came like during the last, I think, 5 minutes of the sprint, so I was like reading things and petting her, which I'm at the bottom of page 6 of 11 now. I like,
nice.
yes. I had to before some individuals were branded with like a literal like a cattle brand, but I decided to change that up to a tattoo brand, and then there's this like flashback where it's like searing pain, and I'm like, that's not how tattoos feel. So I'm like, now I have to, I'm like, now I gotta change that, damn it. And so I'm sitting there and I'm like, how doth one describe such? So, but I got past that part. I'm
Maybe it's a magical tattoo, so it's weird and it hurts more.
I could do that. I've been adding some. No, we're past it. We're past it. We figured out what we're doing. It's fine. We'll do some other things, but we'll see how chat did. See, because I have a semi like time skip sequel ish planned in mind that is sort of like genre flipped on me. Part of what I'm revising is adding in a little bit of hints that this world may be becoming magical. So, which is like one of my favorite things with Jamie now is that he gets to be like an old man grumbling about the new advancements in technology because he doesn't want to deal with the magic. So he's like, nope, I don't know how to do that. I fucking hate that. Like he was like having to carjack a car, and he's like, yes, this is an old car that doesn't have those magical fancy screens on it, so I don't got to deal with those. So I'm like, but alas, I can still get away with old fashioned tattoos because, like I said, there's like hints that magic is sort of a new addition to the world. So yeah. How did you do that sprint?
I got another couple hundred words. I think a little over 2 that time.
It's very consistent.
Yes, very much so.
You got like 200 each sprint, which is good. That's good progress.
Yep. And then I realized that. So earlier I said I was about 2 years behind on the Scribbler books. I'm like
3.
a lot more behind.
How behind are you?
So I happened to look at like the one inside page of Opium and Absinthe, and it was published in 2020.
Oh, so you're 5 years behind.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, some reading to do there, bud.
Yes. Yep. That's okay. I don't need to buy books anymore. Not for a while.
5 times.
Am I going to? Yes, because books. But
so you got 60 books. Oh my guy.
pretty close, yeah.
Well, technically, hold on, that would be 4 years. So 12 times 4. So 48-ish, and then we're in the 4th month, so 52-ish is my guess.
Something like that. Yep.
I can the math.
Plus all of the other random books that I've bought in the last 4 years.
That's fair. I feel that, though.
So I will be busy once I start reading again.
Yeah. Cute pupper, thank you. That is Riju. She is a menace to society. I am society. 389 words. Thank you for the borrow. You're very welcome, Gwenna. Glad to be of service. 128 words. Nice. 496. Awesome. Fed the cats, then got some cleaning done. Sweet. I'm sure the cats appreciate that. I am hoping to, knock on wood, maybe finish the revisions for this Wednesday. Because as I'm eyeballing down, I don't have a ton more of notes, which is good. A lot of what I needed to add was like the lead up to essentially this and the next scene. So,
Nice.
yes, I'm very excited. But like I said, knock on wood, I should be able to finish it Wednesday. And then I have to see which of my critique partners wants to critique it before I worry about betas again.
Yeah.
But yes, I did mom things for that sprint. That's fair. I already know one of my critique partners is going to critique the like log line on page 1 because I like basically sent him a screenshot to just be like, "Look, I'm working on it." And he was just like, "The log line's good, but I think you could do better." And I'm like, "We're not ready for critiques yet, sir. I'm on page 12." And he was like, "Ah, yes, good. Congrats, you're working on it." And like, I forgot. I needed to preface that. It's okay though. Then when I went to do my like actual revisions and not just make notes about where I want to make revisions, I was like, let me try to fix the log line. So hopefully I have fixed it.
Oh.
So I have a new phone, and you know how like on phones now, if you keep like scrolling to the left, you get a news feed that you don't necessarily want, but it's there.
Mm-hmm.
Mine is now just filled with anime news, and I'm like, how? It's like My Hero Academia Vigilantes episode 3 release date, time and where to watch. Solo leveling may be popular, but a new isekai adaptation could challenge it. Canceled Shonen Jump series to return. 10 problematic 2000s anime you only liked because you were a teen when you watched them. I feel called out. I don't like it. And then a cute Tennessee city just outside of Nashville offers plenty of family friendly fun. What? Back to my hero news. And then lion's mane mushroom, how the fungus can help in nerve repair. Oh, that's really cool. But then there's more like One Piece and anime, and I'm like, what is this news feed? It's like, okay, we think we've got her number. Let's see. And I can't say they're entirely wrong. Oh, it says a new Chinese anime is this season's top show, and it should make Japan worried. And not gonna lie, the screenshot is real pretty.
That's how they
Ooh,
go.
Stardew Valley finally lets your kids grow into teenagers. I gotta play Stardew Valley again. I'm sorry, let me put my news feed down. It finally made me care about my news feed. The new phone, it knows. Mine is about the Apothecary Diaries and Pope Francis. That's fair. I love the like jump there. So that's like, okay, I heard possibly the most, or I overheard the most Tennessee conversation I have heard in a long time at the convention. So we're at the hotel, right, getting breakfast before work on Saturday. And I hear these people talking about how like there's a bill that's trying to rename the Nashville airport after Trump, which I looked up, and apparently there's like 4 or 5 airports trying to rename themselves after Trump. And I'm like, I hope all these bills fail regardless of anybody's feelings, we can't have multiple airports named after the same people. That's just confusing as fuck. Just no. And the people were like discussing it, and then some, they're like, we don't want our airport named after Trump. And somebody else was like, would you rather it be named after Dolly Parton? And the woman goes, yes, actually, that would be perfectly fine. And I'm like, hell yeah, rename our airport. And then there's just like a bunch of different Tennesseans who are all like, let's rename the airport after Dolly Parton. She is the patron saint of Tennessee. So I was like, such a Tennessee discussion over here.
Oh, wow. Nice.
Trying to decide what project to start: outline/world building, dark academia with gargoyle, or is it flash fiction, dark romantasy, or Final Fantasy dark romantasy? Because my brain really is like it's Final Fantasy, but I'm pretty sure it's flash fiction.
That was my thought. Which one?
I'm glad we are on the same page. But I'm gonna say the dark academia with gargoyle because it makes me think of the 90s 2000s cartoon gargoyles in school, and regardless of whether or not that's accurate, I am here for that.
I have to agree with you for a very similar reason.
Sorry, I'm stretching my legs out again. I got up to do, because my husband asked me to do something for him because he's at work, and so I got up to do it. And every time I get up from the bed and then come back, I sit crisscross and put my laptop, and it's, you would think I would stop doing it after enough butterfly stretches, but no, I just continue. And then I pay for it. And my poor knees. My poor knees. Mine was female or fanfic. That is also fair. As you've demonstrated, though, I am accustomed to the slash or the line in between the F and the F for that. It's not necessary. It's just common. However, we reached the end. I want to wait for Laura to come back before we sign off, though. So, she said she would return late because she is walking Roy. So RP, RP, you play Magic, right?
Yes.
Do you keep up with like the new Magic releases and such?
Yes, I do.
Why did you not tell me there's a Magic the Gathering block with race cars?
Oh, you mean Aetherdrift? Oh, that was
Aetherdrift.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And that Innistrad has been remastered, which is it's really funny because like when Chris and I stopped playing Innistrad had just got like invaded. So like this is the third Innistrad block.
Technically it's the fourth one. So yeah, so they
also real quick, Heather meant female. Jessica was correct.
So they went back to Innistrad 3-4 years ago, I think. And then this year was when they did the remastered set, which is just reprints. Like there wasn't like a story or anything for it. Yeah, it was just reprints. But yeah, they did that. They did essentially what everyone is calling the race car set. And then they just went to Tarkir again.
Yeah. Because we also sell cards. We sell Magic cards, Pokemon cards, lots of different anime cards. There are so many different cards, and there's Lorcana, all of that.
Yeah.
And I was looking at some of the Magic sets out, and like there's a Fallout one now.
Oh yeah, Fallout was last year.
I know the Final Fantasy one is coming out because Chris is hyped about that one. He sent me pictures and stuff. It's real pretty.
Yeah.
Some of them are like, some of the cards are so like well done and well made. I thought they were fan made. I didn't think that they were official, which I don't know what that says about my perception on official Magic cards.
Oh.
But
Nope. Wizards of the Coast is actually
look,
paying attention now.
I'm just saying, ever
Sort
since
of.
Hasbro took over, my expectations dropped. Like, not at first, but over time.
Yeah. Nope. That's reasonable.
Especially since, because, like, you know, new blocks and stuff, you used to have, like, midnight launch party releases because they only happened once or twice a year. And then they had a new block every month. And I'm like, what is the point? I'm
Oh
not.
my god. The last like 4 years they've released like 8 or 9 different products.
Exactly.
It's like
People are
there's
too
so
poor for
much.
that.
Yeah.
Oh, and there's the One Piece card game too. That's really big right now.
Yeah, that's
Like,
getting huge.
that game, that one has gotten so big. There are people who have never read One Piece, have never seen One Piece, but they play the card game.
Yeah.
Because
hmm
so I'm like, that's fair. There's also One Piece Monopoly. If anybody wants it, it's actually, I resent how cool the One Piece Monopoly is because I have the Zelda Monopoly, and the Zelda Monopoly is greatly disappointing. So, like, it's nice, but compared to some of the other fandom monopolies, I weep. Also, Zelda Yahtzee, just no, just buy it to collect it. Don't ever use it. It comes with this obnoxiously large and hollow treasure chest that you are supposed to like shake the dice in. That will give you a headache alone. And it is so unyieldy. There is no point to using the treasure. I actually, yeah, mine's right. I just use the bottom of it to store things in. Like, I just use it as a regular box.
The only Monopoly we have is Lord of the Rings Monopoly.
Are like the little figures and stuff custom for Lord of the Rings?
Yeah, they're the characters. So we have Aragorn and Galadriel and Gandalf and Legolas and Frodo and Gimli. I think that's it.
See, and when my mom
but-
asked about the Zelda Yahtzee, she's like, "Is it in English or is it in like the Zelda language?" Because she doesn't know what it's called, but she knows Zelda, like, there's its own language. And I'm like, "No, they're just regular D6s." And she's like, "But they could have made them like the money." I'm like, "I know, Mom. Trust me, I know." I'm like, "Look, my mom's not even a Zelda nerd, and she already has better ideas than what's actually released."
With the Lord of the Rings Monopoly, there's an Eye of Sauron for one of the ones. And so if you roll the one, you have the ring, you have an actual ring that goes along the board. And so when you roll the Eye of Sauron, it moves to the next piece, the next
See,
whatever space.
that's so cool.
And so once it gets to Mount Doom, the game's over.
Oh shit.
See, that's so cool. I'm looking at pictures of the Zelda Monopoly to remind myself of what the. Okay, the pieces
We
are
have
custom.
Harry Potter Clue.
Yeah.
The Harry Potter Clue is really cool because it has spinning secret passages and stuff.
That's
What?
so awesome. See,
Yeah.
I want all the thematic clues.
It'll reveal the dark mark on certain spins of the secret passages, and so then Death Eaters are loose in the castle, and like stuff happens. It's really fun.
See, fandom versions of board games can be so much fun and so cool.
Mm-hmm.
I, for one, am all for owning 80 different versions of Clue. It's like, hey, look, there's like a new Clue. It's like, oh, we have Clue at home. I don't care. We don't have this Clue at all.
My family will not play Lord of the Rings Trivial Pursuit with me anymore.
I know. But CB wants to challenge you, so. Maybe when I work Expo next year, we can try you, me, and CD to meet up and play. And you two will wipe the floor with me, but that is okay. I am used to losing at Trivial Pursuit. I'm just there for a good time. Mainly because if it's not my dad who knows everything about everything in the game, then it's my grandmother. Or my grandmother and my mom now. My mom's gotten so much better at Trivial Pursuit. And my husband, he also just, especially if it's a movie themed one, I have no hope.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm a smart person. I know a lot of trivia about a lot of things. If we played an anime one, I might win. That's the only thing I got over the rest of them.
Yes, Roy. Do you want on the bed now?
Alright, well, as Laura gets our boy Roy up there to say goodnight, we should wrap up because we have reached our 3 hours.
Wrap up.
Yeah, we're gonna wrap up. But first,
Sounds
we
like a
need to see
plan.
Roy's beautiful face. That's okay, his side profile is close enough. Hello,
Yeah.
Roy!
It's
So
a
pretty.
Roy.
It's so stinking cute.
I don't know if you guys have ever played Super Smash Brothers, but there's a character in there from Fire Emblem, and his name is Roy. And when he's like winning the matches, the entire crowd starts chanting, "Roy's our boy! Roy's our boy!" And that is what I think of every time we say Roy our boy. I'll send you a video of it, Laura, so that you will know.
Sounds good.
To anybody in chat who uses Discord, we do have a free Discord server that you can hang out. People do host sprints in there. I host sprints in there sometimes. Lately, it's mostly been CB, Rowan, and Bella hanging out in the Work and Chill doing sprints every day, which I love to see people using the things when I am there and when I'm not there. It's great. But yeah. Oh, and I randomly post my thoughts on books and stuff sometimes, or shows that I'm watching. But yeah. As a reminder of upcoming streams, Whip Wednesday will be on my channel on Wednesday. The book talk for Not Your Crush's Cauldron will be Sunday. You don't have to read the book or anything to that. We have several lurkers who have never read or necessarily heard of any of the books. They're just there for the vibes, and we appreciate that. That's very flattering. And then Monday will be CB and EL Summers. So yeah, we'll see you guys then. RP, are you still recruiting betas, or are you good on betas for now?
I mean, I can always use more betas, for sure.
Well,
Just be a little bit behind the rest, but that's okay.
so RP can always use more betas, which I will add the link for his betas into this stream description. Should have asked you that before stream, but oh well.
That's okay.
Better late than never. Laura,
Yes.
what you got going at?
Tomorrow I'm on Steeg's stream at 10 a.m. Pacific, and Nia the Vixen of Fiction stream tomorrow night. So 2 tomorrow, and Snuggles with Roy.
Snuggles with Roy are always great.
Yes.
Hold on, I
Yeah.
just added the link to the stream, and I added the link to the description. So, haha, there we go. You guys can
Yay.
apply if you so choose. And we will catch you all next time. Bye!
Bye.
Bye.